And essentially, there are many associations on campuses. If you take CONUA, is it a conference or a congress? You have a lot of steam around. But like the president of our union said upon the emergence of those two, we'd like to join him to see those emergencies are inconsequential. What would be consequential is the state of Nigerian universities, public universities. What would be consequential is the future of the country called Nigeria at the instance of what education, university education could offer. From what happened at the emergence of those two establishments or units, it's as good as wanting to deal with the messenger when the message has not been attended to. And I tell you, I'd like to submit by saying I align with what the comrade president, Emmanuel Osodeke, said when he said it's inconsequential. ASUU exists for the betterment of the public university system in Nigeria, and by extension, the betterment of Nigeria today and the future.
Is it not what CONUA and NAMDAS is also fighting for, so that the students can get back to class? It seems that ASUU is not ready to play ball.
Well, I would say if you take NAMDAS, what I read from them, the statement of appreciation given to the Minister for Labor and Employment was that their interest was not represented in the larger body called ASUU, which also tells you it is more of a self-interest game, not altruistic. It's an ego thing. You want to talk about CONUA. CONUA became indisciplined in the union, ASUU, in Obafemi Awolowo University, and refused to be disciplined, and over time went and tried to form an alternative body. But beyond that, you had mentioned the legality or otherwise of it. The basis of any labor union is incumbent on the Trade Union Act. And the Trade Union Act, Section 3, subsection 2, and somewhere down Section 5, will discuss such basis. The Minister for Labor and Employment, in his official address, setting up and certifying those two bodies as unions on campuses, quoted that law by half. And so it was clever by half, quoting the law and ... closing the bracket. Challenge him to read the ...
What was missing?
What was missing was, however, this cannot be done in a place where there already exists a labor union. I'm paraphrasing. However, the minister would not have such a power to recognize or to certify any group in a place where already there is an existence of a labor union. So let him complete the quote.
Was there no Nigerian Labour Congress when the Trade Union Congress, was?
That's where people have missed it. Nigerian Labour Congress is not a labor, it's a labor center where you have a conglomeration of unions coming together. The Nigerian Labour Congress is not a union, it's a congress of labor unions. As we speak today, also I subscribe to it. That split was incumbent on, this one should be seniors and this one should be juniors. During the Obasanjo regime, they tried that. And is it in 2014, there came some quasi-emergence of the United Labour Congress. So these are not labor unions, to the best of my knowledge. They are labor centers, and labor centers constituted by some labor unions who want to share ideologies or something.
The federal government mandated CONUA and NAMDA to get back to the classroom and commence teaching. Do they have such powers?
That's again where people who find themselves in positions of authority begin to abuse the setting. A minister of labor directing people to go and start schools. Whereas by law, establishing public and universities is incumbent on senates of universities. So you can't just sit in Abuja and ask people to go and start teaching.
Senates of universities,
yes.
Do they work independently? Are they not employees of the federal government?
No, the point is, one of the reasons ASUU is on this strike is what you call university autonomy. You can't sit there and direct. I mean, that's wrong. What you do is to follow due process. And procedurally, you shut down universities called the Senate. And if there's need to reopen, it's at the instance of the Senate. And note that the Senate would have its rules. How many people will constitute the requisite quota to start a Senate meeting? And would that Senate agree? Would that Senate even hold? And if it holds, would it agree that you start the university?
What makes a quota of the university Senate?
It will depend on individual universities. So that's why I'm saying it is irrational, very erratic, to have somebody sit somewhere in a room in Abuja to direct, go and do this. And the next thing is, when they are meeting with ASUU, we'll meet with you, as if it's an infantile thing.
Yes, I was coming to that, but first and foremost, let me clear this. Do you think when I mean you, I'm talking about Academic Staff Union of Universities, because you're a representative, do you think you're weakened by the recognition of those two unions?
I insist that the emergence of those unions, supposedly, I speak tongue-in-cheek. I don't want to call them unions. I don't want to call them unions. I speak tongue-in-cheek to say that. But I say the emergence will be inconsequential.